Some people throw shade behind your back. Jessica? She threw it right at my paycheck. Sabotaged my dream job interview like it was a fun little hobby. Pretended to be my friend. Pretended to wish me luck. And then, she went behind my back and made sure I didn't stand a chance. Called the recruiter. Fed them lies. Painted me out like I was unreliable, disloyal, dramatic. And guess what? It worked. I lost the job. Didn't get a second interview. Didn't get feedback. Just a cold little rejection email that hit way harder once I found out why. But here's the thing about messing with someone like me. You can get away with it for a while. You can laugh about it over mimosas with your bridesmaids. You can plan your pretty little wedding thinking karma forgot about you. But me? I never forget. I don't yell. I don't fight dirty. I wait. I watch. And when the moment comes, I move. Quietly. Surgically. Perfectly. So when Jessica handed me a mic at her wedding, expecting a sweet little best friend toast, she had no idea. No clue that I knew. No clue that I'd been waiting for the perfect moment. To return the favor. Publicly. Beautifully. Unforgettably. My name's Sydney. Marketing specialist. Nothing fancy, just a hard worker trying to level up like everyone else. And for years, Jessica was my friend. Or at least I thought she was. We met at work. Instant connection. Grabbed coffee on our first day like we'd known each other forever. Shared memes. Vent sessions over Slack. Drinks after work when deadlines nearly killed us. And for a while, she felt real. Like the big sister vibe every woman needs in a chaotic workplace. She gave me advice. Listened when I ranted about bad bosses. Even helped me polish my resume when I told her about a dream job opening I found. It was for a marketing manager role at another company. Bigger salary. Remote friendly. Huge step up for me. I told Jessica about it like I told her everything else. Girl, you better get that bag, she cheered. You were born for this. Her words felt genuine. Supportive. But looking back, her eyes didn't. There was always this tiny flicker of something else. Jealousy. Possession. Control. But I missed it. Because women like me, we believe in women like her. Until we shouldn't. I prepped like crazy for that interview. Practiced with Jessica. Talked through every scenario. She even helped me choose my outfit. Power color, babe. Always. She told me I crushed it. Said she was proud. Told me I'd be hearing back in no time. And for a minute, I believed her. Until I didn't hear back. At all. Until days turned into weeks. Until the recruiter I'd built such great rapport with ghosted me completely. Radio silence. Until someone, completely by accident, let it slip. Did you know Jessica called them? Excuse me? She what? Apparently? She'd reached out as a reference. And gave them a full performance about how I was unreliable, emotionally unstable, and not a team player. Said she was just trying to look out for them. Meanwhile, she looked me dead in the face every day like nothing happened. Like she hadn't pulled the rug out from under me. But see, Jessica forgot one thing. People like me don't explode. We evolve. We upgrade the strategy. And we wait for the perfect moment to end fake friends properly. Jessica wasn't just my coworker. She was my go-to. My happy hour buddy. My vent partner when work was trash. My girl, I need caffeine or I'm gonna quit text at 10 a.m. We weren't just coworkers. We were friends. Or so I thought. She knew everything about me. My dreams. My fears. My struggles. Especially about that job I wanted so badly. That role wasn't just about money. It was freedom. A fully remote marketing manager position with creative freedom, travel perks, and enough of a raise to finally pay off my student loans. It was everything. And Jessica? She played the part of supportive friend perfectly. Sydney, you're so ready for this. They're lucky if they hire you. Manifest it, babe. We even went out for drinks the night before my interview. Talked strategy. Mock questions. What I'd wear. She hyped me up like it was her job. That's what made it sting. That's what made it personal. Because while I was sitting across from her, vulnerable, hopeful, excited, she was already plotting. Already scheming. Already making calls behind my back. And after I didn't get the job, she stayed in character. Ugh, girl, their loss. If they couldn't see your worth, that's on them. You know everything happens for a reason. Fake. 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 But at the time, I believed her. Still showed up to brunch like normal. Still laughed at her jokes. Still helped her with wedding planning because of course she was engaged now. Beautiful venue. Ridiculously extra Pinterest board. Matching bridesmaids' robes ordered. And me, right there helping. Smiling through the bitterness in my chest. Because I didn't have proof yet. Just gut instinct. And gut instinct doesn't win battles. Receipts do. Evidence does. Timing does. And lucky for me, Jessica handed me the perfect opportunity to gather all three. When she asked me to give a toast at her wedding, sweet, supportive, honest Sydney, holding the mic, holding her moment, holding her downfall, without her suspecting a thing. The first red flag? I almost ignored it, because that's what you do when you love someone like a sister. When you've shared fries, secrets, and bad date stories at 2 a.m. But the universe? She doesn't whisper forever. Eventually, she yells. It started small. We were at brunch one weekend. Just us. Regular stuff, mimosas, venting about work, wedding talk. Until Jessica slipped. It's crazy, though. A manager role might be a little much for you right now. Like with your anxiety and stuff, you know? She said it with a laugh. Like it was funny. Like she was just being honest. Except, I never told anyone at that company about my anxiety. Not HR. Not the recruiter. Just Jessica. In a private, friend-to-friend, vulnerable moment. So why was she framing it like that? Why was she planting that seed? Red flag number 2. A weird moment with one of the recruiters from that dream job. I ran into her at a networking mixer months later. She was polite, but distant. Guarded. Almost. Awkward. Oh, Sydney. Yeah, Jessica said she knew you well. Pause. Hope things worked out okay for you. Weird vibe. Weird smile. Like they knew something I didn't. Like she'd heard a version of me I didn't recognize. Red flag number 3. A coworker casually mentioning. Jessica really had your back through that interview process, huh? Excuse me? She wasn't even supposed to be part of that process. But somehow, she was everywhere. In every conversation. Controlling the narrative. It all clicked one night when Sean, mutual friend, brutally honest, drunkenly let it slip. Honestly, Sid, Jessica told them you were kind of flaky with deadlines. Flaky. Unreliable. Emotional. Unstable. The hits kept coming. And me, I sat there still. Silent. Letting it all wash over me. Because by then, I wasn't angry. I was calculating. People like Jessica, they don't know how to lose quietly. But me, I don't need noise. I just need timing. And she just handed me the microphone. At her wedding. Front and center. The thing about fake friends like Jessica, they don't stop. Not until they're caught. Not until you hit them where it hurts. And Jessica? Her whole life was built around attention. Curated Instagram stories. Aesthetic brunches. Her picture-perfect engagement to Mr. Finance bro with the dream wedding on the horizon. Everything was about the image. The brand. The control. So when she asked me to give a wedding toast? Phew, that was game on. Because the Sydney she thought she was handing the mic to? Quiet. Loyal. Soft-spoken. Safe. But the real me? The version she built with Betrayal? That Sydney was patient. That Sydney watched everything. And now, that Sydney had all the receipts. Step 1. Confirmation. I didn't move without facts. I back-channeled through Sean, Bree, anybody who would talk after one drink too many. And what did I find? Jessica bragged about what she did. Not publicly. Not loudly. But in those casual, you didn't hear it from me friend-to-friend vent sessions. I mean, it wasn't that serious. She wasn't ready for that job anyway. Honestly, I was protecting her from a role that would have eaten her alive. Protecting me? Ma'am, sabotaging me isn't protecting me. It's exposing you. Step 2? Patience. I kept showing up like nothing was wrong. Bridal dress fittings. Cake tastings. Pretending like I wasn't loading my mental receipts like ammo. Playing the supportive bestie. Smiling through every passive-aggressive comment. Smiling through every fake hug. Smiling knowing her wedding day would be her reality check. Delivered with a toast. Step 3? The toast itself. Not messy. Not loud. Elegant. Surgical. Subtle for the people paying attention. Devastating for the people who knew the real story. Jessica wanted a fairy tale wedding? She got one. Complete with a plot twist no one saw coming. Especially her. And me. I didn't have to raise my voice. Didn't have to curse her out. Didn't have to fight. All I had to do was tell the truth. Nicely. Into a microphone. In front of everybody. Jessica's wedding day. It was perfect. At least from the outside. Sun shining. Flowers everywhere. Guests in their finest. Instagrammable moments every 5 minutes. Her dream come to life. I showed up early. On time. In the bridesmaid dress she picked. With the hair she approved. Playing my role. Smiling. Clapping. Helping. Exactly like she expected me to. exactly like I'd done for months. Because women like Jessica, they never see it coming. They get so comfortable on their fake little throne. They forget real queens move in silence. The morning of the wedding, she was glowing, full bride energy, bossing everyone around, making little digs like usual. Sydney, did you actually bring your speech? Don't wing it like that last presentation you bombed, okay? Cute. Real cute. I smiled. Wouldn't dream of it. Inside, calm, steady, focused. Because my speech was loaded, and it wasn't messy. Oh no, messy is for amateurs. This was art. This was chess. Every line crafted perfectly. Every word chosen for maximum impact. Because I wasn't about to explode on the mic like some jealous ex-friend. Jessica wasn't going to get to play the victim. She was going to stand there, smile frozen, as the truth slid through the room like glass. Silent, sharp, undeniable. By the time the reception started, Jessica was living her best life. Taking photos, floating from table to table like the queen bee she always pretended to be. And me, just waiting, glass of champagne in hand, toast in my clutch, patience in my bones. When the DJ called my name, we'd like to invite Sydney up to say a few words. The whole room clapped. Jessica turned glowing, expecting a sweet, safe, bestie-approved speech. But what she got was the prettiest payback she'd ever seen, and the last thing she ever expected. Truth, dressed up like a compliment, delivered with a smile. When I stood up at that mic, the room went still, not in fear, not in drama, but in expectation. Because no one, and I mean no one, expected me to be anything but sweet, loyal Sydney. Safe, predictable, supportive. And Jessica was sitting there at the head table, smiling like she owned the world, tilting her head like, here comes my little speech. Bless her heart. She had no idea. I took a deep breath. Not because I was nervous, but because I wanted this to land perfectly. Smooth, classy, savage. Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sydney, Jessica's coworker, her friend, and, as some of you might say, one of her biggest cheerleaders. People laughed softly. Jessica giggled, completely at ease, still clueless. I've known Jessica for years. Worked alongside her, laughed with her, vented with her. Pause. Trusted her. Tiny shift. Jessica's smile twitched. Still holding, but something in her eyes changed. You learn a lot about a person when you share offices, deadlines, and dreams. Sometimes you even share things you probably shouldn't have. Another pause. Longer. Waited. People leaned in. Confused. Curious. The energy in the room shifted. Subtle. Sharp. Jessica's eyes narrowed just slightly, like her instincts were finally catching up. But here's the thing about trust. It's a lot like wedding vows. Easy to say. A lot harder to live up to. Dead. Silence. No laugh track now. No casual giggle. Jessica's smile was frozen. Perfectly still. So here's to Jessica. The friend who taught me that sometimes the best lessons come from the worst betrayals. And here's to me. For learning how to lose a job and still keep my dignity. A collective from random tables. People got it. Fast. Jessica's face? Priceless. Stone cold. Humiliated. Caught without me ever saying her name directly. Because this wasn't messy. This was masterful. And me. I raised my glass. Calm. Unbothered. Cheers. The second I said cheers, the room shifted. Not loud. Not messy. Just. Charged. Like everyone suddenly woke up, realizing that speech wasn't just a toast. It was a warning shot, wrapped in velvet, served ice cold. Jessica sat there at the head table, smiling, frozen. But those of us who knew her, really knew her, could see it. The twitch in her jaw, the grip tightening on her champagne glass, the way her eyes scanned the room like she was calculating exactly how much damage I'd just done without raising my voice. Bree and Sean locked eyes with me across the room. Small, sharp smiles. They knew. They knew. Because real ones recognize when grace turns into fire. When kindness becomes power. The guests. Whispers. Slow at first. Then growing. What was that about? Wait, is there drama? Did Sydney just? Yes. Yes, I did. Without cursing. Without screaming. Without airing the full dirty laundry. Because the best exposure is the kind that makes people ask questions. Lets the room build the story all by itself. Lets the truth move like wildfire. Without me ever getting my hands dirty. Jessica stood up eventually. walked over to me with that fake, pageant smile pasted on her face. Cute speech. Her voice. Low, tight, dangerous. But me? I just smiled. Not as cute as sabotaging your friend's job interview. Pause. Her eyes widened. No more games. No more pretending. Just raw shock that I knew. Funny how karma works, huh? I added softly. Sometimes it just needs a microphone. And then, I walked away, left her standing there, at her own wedding, on her perfect little day, feeling the weight of every fake move she'd ever made. Alone, exposed, exactly how she left me feeling when I lost that dream job. Except I still had my peace, still had my power, and most importantly, still had the last word. Without even raising my voice. I didn't stay long after my speech. Didn't need to, because once the right people hear the right truth, your work is done. The room takes over from there. As I walked away, I could feel the weight shift. Conversations got quieter when I passed by. Side eyes shot Jessica's way when she wasn't looking. People started putting the pieces together without me saying a word. The recruiter's story. The not-so-accidental missed job opportunity. The way Jessica always somehow stayed at the center of drama, without getting blamed for any of it. Until now. Until tonight. Jessica? She tried to rally. Tried to carry on like nothing happened. But you can't unring a bell. Not after a speech like mine. Not after a line like, sometimes the best lessons come from the worst betrayals. It echoed. Soft. Savage. Deadly. Later, Sean slid up next to me near the bar. Yo! His grin? Straight respect. That was legendary. I shrugged, sipping my drink like it was just another Saturday. She earned it. See, here's the thing about revenge. Real revenge doesn't need screaming, doesn't need a scene. Real revenge is letting someone show the world who they really are, while you stay perfectly calm, perfectly collected, perfectly unbothered. Jessica texted me later that night. Of course she did. One line. You're petty. And me. I didn't even respond. Didn't need to. Because this wasn't about petty. This wasn't about drama. This was about balance. Justice. Clarity. And if Jessica didn't like the taste of her own medicine, maybe she shouldn't have served it first. Me. I walked out of that reception peaceful. Untouched. Lighter than I'd felt in months. Because I didn't lose anything that night. Not really. But Jessica? She lost control. Lost her image. Lost the quiet little lie she told herself about being untouchable. Funny thing about fake friends? They know exactly what they did. That's why their silence hits different. That's why your silence hits harder. Because nothing will ever haunt Jessica more than the fact that I didn't fight her. Didn't chase her. Didn't explain myself. I just left. Gracefully. Effortlessly. Like I never needed her in the first place. I left that wedding reception before the cake was cut. Before the first dance. Before the staged sparkler exit. I didn't need to see it. Didn't need to stay for the show. Jessica already gave me everything I needed. Her reaction. Her silence. Her humiliation, sitting right there in front of family, friends, coworkers. Right there in the wedding dress she thought made her untouchable. Turns out, lying makes you real touchable. Real vulnerable. Especially when your audience starts wondering. What else did she lie about? Word traveled fast after that night. Not because I told people. I didn't have to. People love a mystery. Love a messy little puzzle to solve at brunch. And what I gave them was the perfect clue. Delivered calm. Soft. Devastating. Jessica's new in-laws? Cold. Her fiancé? Quiet. Mutual friends? Distant. Nobody likes realizing they're dealing with someone fake. Especially on her wedding night. Weeks later, she tried to reach out again. Longer this time. Paragraphs. You embarrassed me on the biggest day of my life. You made me look bad. Funny. I didn't make her look bad. She was bad. I just held up a mirror. And me. I never responded. Didn't need closure. Didn't need a fight. I got the only thing I wanted. Peace. And the last word. Without even finishing the conversation. Jessica can keep her pretty wedding photos. Her staged perfection. Her fake smiles. Because deep down, every time she looks at those pictures, every time she remembers that day, she'll remember me. Smiling. Calm. Holding the mic. Delivering the speech that ended everything. Quietly. Perfectly. Life after Jessica was real quiet. Peaceful. Uncomplicated. Exactly how I like it. I didn't lose friends after that wedding. I lost fake ones. People chose sides without me asking them to. And surprisingly, most of them chose me. Because real recognizes real. And fake Well, fake gets real lonely once people start paying attention. I got coffee with Sean a few weeks later. First thing out of his mouth? Yo, you broke the internet with that speech. We laughed. Not loud, not messy, just that calm, satisfied laugh of two people who know exactly what went down, exactly who deserved it, exactly why I didn't regret a thing. Jessica? Oh, she was still out here trying to control the narrative, posting curated wedding photos, perfect captions, quotes about letting go of negative energy. Sis was out here trying to spiritually cleanse what karma had already handled. Cute. Respectfully? Not my problem. I wasn't watching her stories, wasn't checking her feed, wasn't keeping tabs. That's how you know you won. When you stop wondering if they're watching you, and start knowing they have to, because their guilt is louder than your presence ever was. Work got easier too. New job, better one. Remote, creative freedom, respectful team. Funny how the job I lost made room for the life I actually deserved. Funny how the girl who tried to block my blessings ended up exposing herself instead. Peace hits different when you earn it, when you stop explaining, when you stop defending, when you stop saving people from the consequences they begged for. Jessica wasn't my enemy. Not really. She was her own downfall. I just happened to be holding the mic when it all caught up to her. And me. I sleep fine. Love my job. Love my peace. And every time I toast with friends now, it's real. Genuine. Loud laughter with soft hearts. No side eyes. No secrets. Just freedom. People think revenge is loud, explosive, messy. But real revenge is quiet. It's peace. It's moving so gracefully. They never even see you leave their story until they look around, and you're gone. Jessica thought she ruined my dream job. She thought she embarrassed me. She thought she controlled the narrative. But me? I never lost. Because I didn't lose anything that mattered. I lost a fake friend, a fake connection, a fake sisterhood built on convenience, not loyalty. And what did I gain? Clarity, strength, freedom. Proof that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and thank them, because knowing the truth early is the biggest gift you'll ever get. Jessica will tell her version of that wedding night forever. She'll twist it, rewrite it, make herself the victim. That's fine. Let her. Because the people who matter, they were in that room. They saw it. They felt it. They remember exactly how I stood there. Calm, smiling, unbothered, holding the mic like I was holding a mirror, letting her see exactly who she was, without me raising my voice once. So here's to Jessica, the friend who taught me everything I didn't want to be. And here's to me, the woman who walked away without losing a thing, except dead weight.
Thanks so much for watching. If you love a good revenge story, or if you've ever dreamed of getting the last word without saying much at all, you're in the right place. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new savage ending. Because around here, karma always hits different.